Good morning, guys. Glen and Steve, your Aussie golf pros. We're out on the range this morning. It's a gorgeous morning, and we've been discussing lately about helping golfers get out of the slump. And all of us go through it.
Yeah, of course. Who doesn't?
But Glen's particularly recently worked with a couple of golfers that have just really got their knickers in a knot, and we've had to detangle, is that a word? We've had to
Maybe.
untangle
Untangle.
their mindset, and we're going to concentrate a little bit more on their mindset rather than this thing today.
Well, this is what happens when someone's in a slump. They start to take their swings apart and focus very much on the result and what their swings are doing.
Yeah.
And really being in a slump is a 99% mental issue. We see that players forget about the process of actually hitting good golf shots, and they focus too much on the result, and they get anxious and really develop unrealistic expectations of their shots as well.
Overcorrection in swing.
Yeah.
They hit this one left, so we go hard right the next time.
So what we're going to do is just go through the best way that we know for you to get out of a slump, and that is to set a process goal.
Mm-hmm.
So that process, it might be keeping your eye on the golf ball. It might be good tempo. It might be good balance. What is it for you, Steve?
Well, the trigger for me every single time, and I've developed this over many, many years, is my pre-shot routine.
Okay.
Now that's kind of broad, but that's the one thing that is a process goal for me. So it's not, I've got to make sure that I hinge correctly, I make sure I do any of these swing technique things. It's a mindset thing for me. It's a trigger for me before I hit every shot, every chip, every putt, that I run through my pre-shot routine or my mindset goal processes.
Exactly. So it can be a pre-shot routine, it can be a post-shot routine. Someone's really
Yeah,
hard
absolutely.
on themselves afterwards. Whatever it is, the important thing is here that we're going to set you a goal. So I actually want you to keep a score out on the golf course of your process.
I like this one.
Yeah.
I've never done this before. We're just talking, and I think this is something that I'm going to do for myself over the next few rounds as well.
It's really helped me. My process goal has always been to stay balanced.
Mm-hmm.
My balance suffers a little bit, but when I keep in good balance, I know I hit better golf shots. So I keep a score. I take a little extra scorecard out with me. So I'm not really worried about the score when I'm focusing on my process, and that's the whole key. We're forgetting about the score. We're focusing on hitting good golf shots.
Mm-hmm.
For me, staying in balance. For you, your pre-shot routine. And basically, if you hit a golf shot and you haven't gone through the process, then that's a cross, it's an against.
What about if you've kind of gone through it but rushed it?
Well, no, that's
it's
against.
just
You
well,
either
yeah.
go through your process or you don't.
Okay.
And obviously, if you go through the process for that shot, doesn't matter if it's a poor shot or a good shot, then that's a win.
Acceptance,
And
commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's a little bit of a match play situation thing. Typically, about 50% is pretty typical for most people setting a process goal. That's why I was really happy with what I did yesterday. I scored 70% with my process goal, so I was over the moon with that.
And shot 4 under. So that then
It really helped.
what it does is it then filters into the rest of the game, which you're not concentrating on, which then
Yeah.
domino effects take care of itself, right?
As we said, being in a slump is very much a mental thing. It's all about you thinking about the wrong things, focusing on the result too much, and rather than the actual process of hitting the shot. So why don't you show us your pre-shot routine
Sure.
and go through that process, and we'll see what happens.
My pre-shot routine is mostly mental rather than a physical one. I do the same thing every time, whether I'm doing a putt, chip, full shot. I stand behind the ball. I have a mind in me. I literally see a vision of the ball. So I imagine the ball landing exactly where I want to. I have a few little triggers that I use to get my mind to come to attention. All right, it's ready to go. It's go time. And for me, that's I put my tongue to the roof of my mouth, or I grip my thumb and forefinger together. So I stand behind the ball. Just do it for you. I stand behind the ball, take a breath, I visualize the shot. I squeeze my thumb and forefinger together. I visualize the shot one more time, and then I step in and hit the shot.
Oh, that sounded sweet. Now, obviously, Steve doesn't take that long to hit a shot. He's just talking you through the
Sure.
process of doing that. And with a bit of practice, those things happen very quickly. But you go through that process each time. And were there any times yesterday where you didn't go through that process?
Well, we were just chatting about it. I did it twice, and I actually asked Glen if he noticed, because we played together. I asked Glen if he noticed it, And the twice for me was on the putting green, happened to be this time, and I was this time it was quite positive for me because I saw the line, I knew I was going to hole a putt, and I rushed in to do it. But as I got in, I then stopped, pulled myself back, and went through exactly what I just showed you.
Yeah.
And both times I made the putt. But yeah, it's easy to slip out of these process goals for a number of different reasons, even if it is confident.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
for sure, yeah. I worked with a young player very recently on the pre-shot routine, and we actually wrote it down. It's a good idea to write down your pre-shot routine. And he was in a slump, and so we worked on this process, and we spent a whole hour just working on his pre-shot routine. Went out the next day and won A grade.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Because he focused on the process rather than the result, and that's what it's all about. So if you're in a slump, get stuck into, work out what you need to help you with your golf swing. And really, this isn't technical. It's all about a mental aspect of the game. As I said, it can be a balanced thing, a pre-shot routine, a post-shot routine, tempo. Work out what's going to really help you, and spend some time on that goal and focus on that process out in the golf course. And guarantee you, your scores will start to come down as long as you don't start to think about it.
And as we continue, and we will continue to ask you, are you the best golfer that you can be?